The Mitsubishi F-2 is a multi-role fighter manufactured by Mitsubishi Heavy Industries and Lockheed Martin for the Japan Air Self-Defense Force, with a 60/40 split in manufacturing between Japan and the USA. Production started in 1996 and the first aircraft entered service in 2000. The first 76 aircraft entered service in 2008, with a total of 94 airframes under contract. The first AESA on a combat aircraft was the JAPG-1 introduced on the Mitsubishi F-2 in 1995. In FY 2005, Ministry of Defense changed the category from support fighter to fighter. Development work started in the FSX program, initially given the company designation Mitsubishi SX-3, and began in earnest with a Memorandum of Understanding between Japan and the United States. It would lead to a new fighter based on the General Dynamics F-16 Fighting Falcon, and in particular the F-16 Agile Falcon proposal. Lockheed Martin was chosen as the major subcontractor to Mitsubishi Heavy Industries, and the two companies co-developed and co-produced the aircraft. Some of the early developmental works were done under General Dynamics, who sold its aircraft division to Lockheed Martin in 1993. It is essentially an execution of the F-16 Agile Falcon proposal, a late 1980s plan for an enlarged F-16 which was passed over by the U.S. in favor of an all-new fighter program. The F-2 used the wing design of the F-16 Agile Falcon, but much of the electronics were further updated to 1990s standards. The overall concept of the enlarged F-16 by General Dynamics was intended as a cheap counter to the then emerging threat of the Su-27 and MiG-29. In October 1987, Japan selected the F-16 as the basis of its new secondary fighter, to replace the aging Mitsubishi F-1 and supplement its main air superiority fighter, the F-15J as well as the F-4EJ. The program involved technology transfer from the USA to Japan, and responsibility for cost sharing was split 60% by Japan and 40% by USA. The F-2 program was controversial, because the unit cost, which includes development costs, is roughly 4 times that of a Block 50/52 F-16, which does not include development costs. Inclusion of development costs distorts the incremental unit cost, though even at the planned procurement levels, the price per aircraft was somewhat high. The initial plan of 141 F-2s would have reduced the unit cost by up to $10 million per unit, not including reduced cost from mass production. As of 2008, 94 aircraft were planned. Also controversial is the amounts claimed to be paid to American side as various licensing fees, although making use of the pre-existing technology was much cheaper than trying to develop it from scratch. The F-2's maiden flight was on October 7, 1995. Later that year, the Japanese government approved an order for 141, to enter service by 1999. Structural problems resulted in service entry being delayed until 2000. Because of issues with cost efficiency, orders for the aircraft were curtailed to 98 in 2004. The last of 94 production aircraft ordered under contract was delivered to the Defense Ministry on September 27, 2011. During the rollout ceremony of the last production F-2 fighter jet, Mitsubishi Heavy Industries confirmed that production of the F-2 would end and no more F-2 fighters will be produced by the manufacturer. Design: General Electric, Kawasaki, Honeywell, Raytheon, NEC, Hazeltine, and Kokusai Electric are among the other larger participants to varying degrees. Lockheed Martin supplies the aft fuselage, leading-edge slats, stores management system, a large portion of wing boxes, and other components. Kawasaki builds the midsection of the fuselage, as well as the doors to the main wheel and the engine, while forward fuselage and wings are built by Mitsubishi. Avionics are supplied by Lockheed Martin, and the digital fly-by-wire system has been jointly developed by Japan Aviation Electric and Honeywell. Contractors for communication systems and IFF interrogators include Raytheon, NEC, Hazeltine, and Kokusai Electric. Final assembly is done in Japan, by MHI at its Komaki South facility in Nagoya. Larger wings give better payload and maneuverability, but also tend to add weight to the airframe in various ways. More weight can have negative effects on acceleration, climbing, payload, and range. To make the larger wings lighter, the skin, spars, ribs and cap of the wings were made from graphite epoxy composite and co-cured in an autoclave. This was the first application of co-cured technology to a production tactical fighter. This technology for the wings encountered some teething problems, but proved to be a leading-edge use of a technology that provides weight savings, improved range, and some stealth benefits. This technology was then transferred back to America, as part of the Programma Euro unregistered trademark S industrial partnership. The F-2 has 3 display screens, including a liquid crystal display from Yokogawa. Some differences in the F-2 from the F-16A: a 25% larger wing area, composite materials used to reduce overall weight and radar signature, longer and wider nose to accommodate a JJAPG-2 active electronically scan array radar. The F-2 was the first operational military aircraft in the world to feature an AESA radar, before the F-22 Raptor a Euro unregistered trademark SAN-APG-77 AESA radar. Larger tailplane, larger air intake, 3-piece cockpit canopy, capabilities for 4 ASM-1 or ASM-2 anti-ship missiles, 4 AAMs, and additional fuel tanks. Also, the F-2 is equipped with a drogue parachute, like the version of the F-16 used by Pakistan, Netherlands, Norway, Greece, Turkey, Indonesia, Taiwan, and Venezuela. Operational history: on February 7, 2013, 2 Russian Air Force Sukhoi Su-27 fighters briefly entered Japanese airspace off Rishiri Island near Hokkaido, flying south over the Sea of Japan before turning back to the north. 4 F-2 fighters were scrambled to visually confirm the Russian planes, warning them by radio to leave their airspace. A photo taken by a JASDF pilot of one of the 2 Su-27s was released by the Japan Ministry of Defense. Russia denied the incursion, saying the jets were making routine flights near the disputed Kuril Islands. On August 22, 2013, 2 Russian Air Force Tupolev Tu-95 bombers entered Japanese airspace near the major southern island of Kyushu for less than 2 minutes. F-2 fighters were scrambled in response. Variants: XF-2A, single-seat prototypes; XF-2B, 2-seat prototypes; F-2A, single-seat fighter version; F-2B, 2-seat training version. Operators: Japan Air Self-Defense Force, Air Defense Command, Northern Air Defense Force, 3rd Air Wing, Mysore Air Base, 3rd Tactical Fighter Squadron, 8th Tactical Fighter Squadron. Western Air Defense Force, 8th Wing, Tsuiki Air Base, 6th Tactical Fighter Squadron. Air Training Command, 4th Air Wing, Matsushima Air Base, 21st Fighter Training Squadron. Air Development and Test Command, Air Development and Test Wing, Gifu Air Base. Accidents and incidents: on October 31, 2007, an F-2B crashed during takeoff and subsequently caught fire at Nagoya Airfield in central Japan. The jet was being taken up on a test flight by Mitsubishi employees, after major maintenance and before being delivered to the JSDF. Both test pilots survived the incident with only minor injuries. It was eventually determined that improper wiring caused the crash. As a result of the 2011 Tohoku earthquake and tsunami, 18 F-2Bs belonging to the 21st Fighter Squadron at Matsushima Air Base were damaged or destroyed. Of these 18, 12 were deemed beyond repair and will be scrapped. The remaining 6 F-2s will be repaired at the estimated cost of 80 billion yen. In the meantime, training duties carried out by the 21st Fighter Squadron have been transferred to other air bases. Specifications. Data from Wilson, General Characteristics, Crew, 1, Length, 15.52 meters, Wingspan, 11.13 m, Height, 4.69 m, Wing Area, 34.84 mass squared, Empty weight, 9,527 kilograms, Loaded weight, 14,970 kilograms, Max takeoff weight, 22,090 kilograms, Power plant, 1 A, General Electric F-110 GE129 turbofan, dry thrust, 76 kilonewtons, thrust with afterburner, 120 euro 125 kilonewtons. Performance, maximum speed, Mach 2.0 2124 km per hour, range, 834 km on anti-ship mission, service ceiling, 18,000 m, wing loading, 430 kg mass squared at weight of 15,000 kg, thrust weight, 0.89, armament, 20 mm JM61A1 cannon, plus maximum weapon load of 8,085 kg, AAM's AIM-9 Sidewinder, AIM-7 Sparrow, Mitsubishi AAM-3, Mitsubishi AAM-4. Air-to-ground weapons include, ASM-1 and ASM-2 anti-ship missiles, various free-fall bombs with GCS. -1 IIR Seeker heads, JDAM, others, JAAQ-2FLIR, avionics, Mitsubishi Active Electronically Scan Array Radar System including JAPG-1, see also. April 5th Generation Jet Fighter, related development, F-16 Falcon, AIDCF-CK-1 Ching-Kuo, T-50 Golden Eagle, aircraft of comparable role, configuration and era, Boeing FF Super Hornet, Dassault Rafale, Eurofighter Typhoon, Mikowan MiG-35, Shunj J-10, Saab JAS-39 Gripen, related lists, list of fighter aircraft, references, citations. Bibliography, Aoki, Yoshimoto. Mitsubishi F-2, 21st Century JASDF Fighter Support. World Air Power Journal, Volume 39, Winter 1999. London, Aerospace Publishing. ISBN 1-86184-039-X. ISSN 0959-7050 ppA 38 €49, http, www.mod.geopenglish.index html, http, www.mod.geoequipmentindex html, John W. R. Taylor, ed. Janes All the World's Aircraft 1988-89. London, Janes Information Group. ISBN A071060865. External links, JASDF Official F-2 webpage, F-2 at Mitsubishi Heavy Industries, F-2 at Lockheed Martin, F-2 at globalsecurity.org, F-2 at Air Force Technology, Lockheed Martin Press Release April 8, 2008.